Hi there, we're talking alts, and my name is Jeff Allen, and joining me is a really good friend of mine and someone who has been in the business of asset management and overseeing advisors for a long, long time. And I'm going to let you hear it straight from him. His name is Vali Nasr, and he's the founder and executive chairman of Private Placement Central. And Vali, it's good to talk to you again. How are you?
Thank you, Jeff. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing fine too. It's a lovely day here where I am. Valley is in Scottsdale, where it's lovely 364 out of 365 days a year. And so he's living the life out there. Valley, these are exciting times, and you have such a long time, a lot of experience in this business. Really briefly, before we kind of get started and plunge forward, maybe you can kind of fill people in a little bit on your background and how long you've been doing this.
Thank you, Jeff. Yes, I've been in business for over 45 years as far as working and managing and doing different things in the financial industry. Started with Merrill Lynch in the operations and my education by trade. I'm an accountant. So my philosophy of business has always been organization of it and how to make things a little easier for everyone involved as far as whether it was computers or whether it was worksheets or whatever the case may have been, is creating new methods and new ways of doing things that potentially make things more efficient and better for the users, basically. So over the last 45 years, working for Merrill Lynch and Charles Schwab and several other brokerage firms, and leading into what I called a portfolio management consulting business and separately managed accounts, and later on UMA, Unified Managed Accounts. I have been involved in creating models, creating portfolios, and trying to study the markets as to what is available to the business and how we could use different things to create different portfolios. So, from the perspective of my background, con- consistently, I have basically come on with the technology improvements, with the system improvements, how to use those in order to better the systems and products that we have for investment management.
And it's really all about helping advisors to do a better job to grow their businesses so that they can spend more time on what's really, really important. And that, of course, is working with their clients. And this is a really great jumping off point, Valley, because I know one thing that has really become a passion of yours over the last several years is alternative investments, private placements. And that's really what these discussions, this series of discussions, is all about. And having been in the business as long as you have, are you still kind of surprised, Valley, that more advisors today have not kind of looked to alternative investments for their clients?
I'm not surprised that they're not, because by definition, investment advisors are a very cautious group. And having a fiduciary responsibility to clients, they have to be really careful on
Right.
how they choose and construct models for clients. When we're talking about an investor goes to a financial uh, consultant basically for help, how to manage their investment objective, time horizon, and risk tolerance. And it all comes back to those things. So the idea of using a new program or a product as far back as you can go, whether it was uh, mutual funds in the 60s and 70s, and then later options and so on. We always have new things that come on the market, and we have to know how to use them or how to place them. And generally speaking, accountants and financial advisors, the same, are usually the last ones. They want proof of business. They want to know that it works before they get involved. And I've spent more than 15 years of my past 15 years of my life, basically, going through due diligence, going through review of these type of products, and why they should be used and why should be included. And that's where it comes the idea of helping advisors trying to get there, trying to understand why it's beneficial for them to use alternative investments in portfolio construction.
But what do you say to those advisors who uh, may know all about and may not necessarily be scared or concerned about using alternative investments, but they've just kind of dug in their heels. They have a successful track record in being able to provide these traditionally built portfolios for their clients, and their clients have done well. What do you say to those advisors who may not necessarily be focusing on the true advantages that some private placements could actually have for their portfolios?
That's a great question. And generally speaking, when advisors uh, historically use mutual funds, ETFs, stocks and bonds, and other regular investments that are out there. And most of their time generally is spent either visiting with clients, getting new clients, or studying the markets, trying to find out where we're going with the economy, whatever the interest rates are, and so on and so forth. It doesn't leave a whole lot of time for them to do the right amount of due diligence or finding out about alternative investments. That's where the key ingredients is. That's where we can help quite a bit. Where advisors basically want to use alternatives because they're being asked by their clients in many situations. How do I invest in real estate? I sold my business for $10 million and I have a $5 million capital gain. How do I reduce my taxes, or how to be efficient in running a portfolio better than just using stocks and bonds and ETFs? So the necessity of using alternatives is there, and the popularity of it is growing every day. So the idea becomes what we bring to the market is saving time for advisors. How do we allow them to use these programs, how to use them, where to use them, and how they can benefit their practice, how they can benefit their clients without the amount of time that it would take for them to do due diligence. Most of them don't even know how to do the due diligence because it involves a lot of work. So the idea becomes Private Placement Central can offer them the ability to use programs with the due diligence already done and advise them on how to position the programs or the alternatives in models to help their clients achieve their objectives a lot better and
Private Placement
faster.
Central, which too is really also intended not just for advisors, but for accredited investors also who want to do some of their own research as well. And the one thing that we can share, I think, with our viewers on this, Valley, is this does kind of stand out from some of the other platforms that are out there in one very important way, and that is it provides the information and education, whereas the other platforms do provide a lot of trading assistance or more of a trading platform. But this is not what we're talking about with Private Placement Central, isn't it? It's kind of focused on education.
It is focused on education, and it's also focused on how to use the program, how to pick a product, how to position a product, and why you're using it and why you're buying it or investing in it. Most of the other sites, as you mentioned, there are a lot of sites, just like there are a lot of other in every business or every venture that you take, there's going to be competition. The issue here becomes the added value of having done due diligence and having an opinion about the products that we offer on the platform, not just position a lot of products on there and let people go to pick and choose what they want without really knowing how to position those programs in a portfolio and how to structure it properly within a model. So the added value that we offer that I personally get involved with a lot of advisors and a lot of accredited investors is that I help them understand the product. Why do I use X versus Y? Why do I use A versus B in different scenarios? the tax advantages, the fee advantages, the duration of the programs. There are many reasons why you use one over the other. So the idea of why private placement central compared to some of the other programs that may have a lot of alternatives on them comes with the consulting, comes with the consultative approach that we help you position a product and not just leave it for you to pick and choose and not know exactly where and how to position it.
So the idea here again, and we kind of come full circle, is really it's all about helping advisors build their businesses, helping accredited investors become smarter, more active in terms of being able to find information about select alternative investments that are out there, learning more about them, discovering that due diligence that has already basically been done for them. It's all right there. It's just a matter of clicking on a few links and pulling up all the information that you need or that you're looking for on an investment. Let's say that you're kind of riding up maybe 50 floors of your favorite hotel or resort vacation spot, Valley, or maybe it's an office meeting place someplace in Manhattan. And you've got a small audience there. You're talking side by side with an advisor. What would be kind of the thing that you would want to leave them with when it comes to alternative investing and your website, Private Placement Central, that we've been talking about today?
Yeah, the issue here with, again, goes back to the depth of information that we gather. I spend generally 4 to 6 weeks at least on each program, due diligence, trying to find out who's behind it, the economic value of it, the fees involved, past programs, new programs, all sorts of different areas to make sure that I understand where this product fits and how to rate it. Where is the risk rating for this program? And then how do you position it in a model and who do you position it in a model for? Somebody who has a risk tolerance of low, like first of all, the older people, folks, or people in their 60s and 70s that are looking for retirement may not be suitable for some of these programs. And so the idea of understanding the program and having gone through the due diligence that covers all the different areas, as I mentioned, the management, the structure of the product, the economic value of it, the fees involved in it, the past programs, and how they're going through about fundraising and so on, why they're out there. These are all questions that I have to answer and then feed into the formula for me to create a risk level for the product and how to position it in different models.
Well, that's a pretty long elevator speech, but, but the point is understood, Valley, and this is again a really a fantastic platform for people to take a look at. If you would like to see more about what we're all about, please visit privateplacementcentral.com/welcome. That's privateplacementcentral.com/welcome. You'll get kind of a feel for what Private Placement Central is all about, for what it provides, what it offers you in terms of benefits and advantages. And there's even a place right there where you can subscribe to it starting right away. What I'd like to do is, Valley, I just kind of want to invite anybody who uh, has either had a chance to look at this or maybe peer over someone's shoulder as they're watching this video to stay tuned with us, because from time to time we're going to have some additional podcast episodes coming up where we're talking alts, and we'll dive a little bit more deeply into some of these key sectors and asset classes that we feature here on Private Placement Central, and some of the areas where we work toward educating advisors and accredited investors about private placements, about how they can be used in their portfolios, and about generally speaking, how they can get the advantages that they may not be getting now from their traditional portfolio approach. I hope that sounds good to you.
Sounds great. Absolutely.
Okay,
Thank you
sounds
so
great.
much, Jeff.
Valley, I've
And
enjoyed the, well, thank you. I've enjoyed this conversation. It's been a pleasure. Thanks so much. And we thank you for tuning in, and we'll look forward to chatting with you again soon. Until then, take care.
thank